My name is Henry from Garden Grove, first-time caller. My question is a simple one. With all this NIL stuff, all the money that the USC has been handing out, when somebody like Juju Lewis decommits, does he get to keep that money, or is there any way to rescind the money?
I don't think he's believed. Well, he hasn't received any NIL yet. He didn't. I'm almost certain. I can't say for sure, but I believe he hasn't received any kind of NIL money. I don't think that those conversations were being had. And then as far as the money is concerned, I've heard from a source that I'm not actually. I can't. No, he's being very well compensated, Mr. Longstreet. So I think we're just looking at a situation where we had one top quarterback, and now we're going to be working on an NIL deal with another NIL quarterback. How about we'll say that? And I mean, I would be very shocked if Juju's got any NIL while he's still in high school and he hasn't even, he hasn't even committed to really. He committed to USC, but that means nothing anymore, right? He didn't shut down his recruitment. He's still going around and dating, all the pretty girls in town, right? Like, he hasn't shut it down. And so I think eventually USC said, well, that's it. And Husan Longstreet is a huge, long-term upgrade. As far as arm strength and talent, I'm excited for what Husan Longstreet's to be. And if you give a guy like Lincoln Riley some like this blank canvas to work with, I won't say blank, but a young man who's like ready to go. I'm really excited about Lincoln Riley and his past track record with developing quarterbacks with a guy like Husan Longstreet and all the talent that he has.
I would agree with you, and I'm glad that we were able to recover and get him, because I think you're absolutely right. If we hadn't gotten him, I think our recruiting class would have really started to suffer.
Oh, I definitely agree. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I'm sorry. What did you say, Gary? I'm sorry. What was your name?
No. My name is Henry. I'm from Garden Grove, and I'm a first-time caller. But I've been listening to your show for several months now.
Oh man, I love first-time calls, and you're right down the road from me. I'm here in Los Alamitos, so we're really close. So appreciate you calling in.
Very close.
I'll probably see you at the local Vons or Lucky's. Make sure you say hi.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, you guys, we just, how you want to look at it? I'm the last guy to talk about star rankings, but technically I never understood why. I always thought that, I just do. I always thought that Juju was underrated as they started dropping him. And the biggest reason they gave is because he had, he wasn't tall. They talk about his stature. And I've always argued, well, when did that ever become a thing in college football? I understand the reasons why you don't want, you'd rather have a 6'4" quarterback over a 6'4" quarterback over a 6 foot quarterback. I get that, but it's not like we haven't had Heisman Trophy winners or 6 foot, 6'1" range. It doesn't really, it's not that important. So he's a great quarterback. I watched all 3 days of Elite 11, and I didn't really see a lot of separation between the two of them, to be honest with you. Juju won the pro day. I think Juju actually had a better pro day than Dylan Gabriel. If you watch them side by side, because Dylan Gabriel was there, and I think that Juju outperformed him. But what I say is, I think that this might be the case of somebody has a ceiling, and he's going to come in more ready-made than Husan Longstreet. I'm guessing, but I will tell you that I think Husan Longstreet has the higher ceiling and potential, NFL potential. Heisman Trophy potential, in my opinion. I'm just going to play this while we're waiting for some calls, but this is just last year, or this summer, sorry. I went out to Elite 11 and watched, it's basically the best 11 quarterbacks that they deemed in the country that they invite to come on out and participate in the Elite 11 every year. But going to this, I thought really our guy was Juju Lewis. It's Juju Lewis has been a long time commit to USC, but we've seen that commitment never really solidified for one reason or another. We've all kind of had our own ideas on why it might be happening, but it's been kind of a mystery, really. So you guys let me know. Are we done here? I mean, are we excited about the fact that we have, Husan Longstreet, a guy that probably could help to solidify this class? There's been a lot of worry and concerns at the top, what's going on with the class, because usually, a quarterback is that guy that usually brings the class together. And when you had Juju Lewis, who was, behind the scenes, giving emojis and fight ons to everybody, but really not really committing, not shutting down his recruitment. He was going out still and goofing around. Going out to, first it was Auburn, then we had the Indiana thing popping up, then this back and forth with Colorado. A lot of fans like this gentleman right here, just really, it didn't play well with a lot of you guys. And I understand why. I mean, it really must have been just to the point where it's like, enough, you really have your opportunity. It was weird because the words coming out from their camp from the beginning was that they really loved Lincoln Riley. They really wanted Lincoln Riley. They really saw how he took care of Caleb. They wanted that tutelage that, get him to the next level. But then for some reason, it's just week after week, he kept prolonging it. And just, it never really came to fruition. So there are a lot of fans who are just tired of it. Many of you guys are probably in the chat right here, but we're taking calls tonight. And like I said, it's a great night. We had a great game. The running game, you saw Woody just go crazy. He's now over 1,000 yards. Love to talk about Woody, one of my favorite players on the team. Let's talk about that. But as always, I'm taking your calls. I can give you guys suggestions, but at the end of the day, you guys take the show where you want to go. So, hi, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Paulie W calling from Los Angeles, my brother. How are you, Tim? How you doing, dude? It's a great day. It's a great day for the state of California, and it's a great day for the University of California today, Tim.
That's right. Now we have, what is he in California? I haven't really kept track of that. Where is he? I mean, obviously he's one of the top quarterbacks, if not the top quarterback, right, for this class in California. So that puts him somewhere towards the top.
Yeah. So, but he's he's ranked fourth overall
in the nation.
A lot of rankings in the nation completely. But just the upside, and not only that, Juju was never. We talked about this week when I was getting fired up over the phone, Tim. I mean, on the last show. It's time for a move like this. It's going to cause a surge of other California recruits to come join, and it's time for us to take our state back and keep our boys locals home and do that, because it's to a point where you get these out-of-state kids who are coming, and I don't know if they're using us for a little vacation spot to come and out for a couple of days, and then just promise us this and this, and then just use leverage or what's going on. But obviously it's not working. The thing, I'm so glad it's over. I was never sold on this guy anyway. He's sized. He just doesn't have the upside that when I look at Husan, I see those long arms, that ability, and not only that, it's just his just the love of the university, wanting to stay home, understand tradition, having up there when that post that's going around with Leinert in the background. I mean, that's just paying homage to the past, and that's what I want. I want our recruits to understand what those other guys sacrificed to make this university special. And then on top of that, like I said, just it's going to improve California recruiting, and also you can hear that aren't afraid of competition. That's another thing. Juju didn't want any part of, and Husan is not even worried about it. He's coming in, realizes that he's going to come and he's going to play under an amazing coach, and that's the thing. Riley catches so much flack, man. And I've stuck by, and I know he's not perfect. I know he makes a lot of mistakes here and there, but you know what? I could see him evolving, like I've always said, and he's understanding California boys are important to him, and people are buying into it, and before you know it, we'll see a lot more head our way. And getting into the whole thing, what a great game by Jaden. Jaden is somewhat Favre-esque, like a Brett Favre. You take the good, you take the bad when it comes to him. But one thing I love about him is you see him smiling. You see that smile, that charisma, everything. It's infectious. I mean, I was jumping around watching the game. I was loving every moment of it. You see Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just hearing an echo there. But anyway, so getting back into it, I think the team played well. I'm not going to knock them for it. Today, yesterday, I saw them come together, the team. They didn't panic at the end like they normally do. They looked solid. They had confidence. They were flying around at the end there, and they drove down the length of the field. And that's one thing. Miller was a great guy. Great guy. He still is. He's an amazing guy, and he'll always be remembered as a Trojan. And who knows? Who knows what the future has in store for Miller? But he just didn't get us to the end, and that's one thing that Jaden proved today. Yesterday was that he was able to get us to the finish line there, and put us over the top. And I know he's going to continue to improve. You could get, people don't realize how big of a guy this guy is. He's huge. But anyway, my brother, look, man, I got to get going. I got to wake up early tomorrow morning. But also, just another thing too, stop knocking. Everybody needs to stop knocking the development of these young players and our coaching staff developing these guys. These young kids, they came out and they balled out the other day. And hey, welcome Zachariah Branch to the show. It was to see your body make an appearance on national TV and show people that you still got a little in you, man. That was great. And also to Deuce Robinson, big shout out. Fight on, Tim. I got nothing but for you, man. You enjoy the rest of your week, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Great call as always, Paulie. Yeah, you kind of hit on the head. The development thing, you're right. I like the fact you brought up Branch and Deuce Robinson. They've been much maligned. They've been, the receivers. We know. Caller, hang on 1 second. Sorry. The receivers. They didn't really help out poor Miller Moss very much. But we knew, they were only true sophomores. They were going to get better. The offensive line. We got a couple of young guys, redshirt freshmen and a true sophomore on the offensive line. They were going to get better, and we had Monheim moving inside. What we're seeing on the offensive line right now, especially with Page at the left side and Pregnon, and Monheim, that's really shored up. And even on the right side, we're seeing improvements. And we knew we'd see that throughout the season. The defense, the young guys coming alive, just amazing. I just wanted to pop this up really quick. Caller, bear with me 1 minute. So this is where we're talking about. So Husan Longstreet is the number 2 guy in California. We lost Hayden Lowe last week to Miami, but that brings the question up with I'm just throwing it out there. If Husan Longstreet, I don't know how close he is to the guys that were in that Texas A&M class. Really don't know, but you might get some traction with some of the other guys. I know SC's been on Noah McHale for a long time as well, and Marco Jones. So both these guys, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting to see, like Paulie said, if this doesn't lead to something else going forward. This is a boost. USC got knocked back last week, and with Juju not really just playing games, it looked really grim for a while in recruiting. I talked to someone this weekend that I really trust, who knows what he's talking about, was saying, I don't know, it's not looking that great. So, but this is a great thing that happened today. Husan Longstreet, you're a Trojan. Welcome to Trojan family. Hi, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?